What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Strange Antiquities. In the last episode, we made some progress. We're on day 5, but we had to stop because we got stuck at the Holgen Grim. It has been a couple days. I just loaded right back into the save since I played, so maybe the fresh perspective will help us out here. I want to take a look at what everything was. I believe I played all of the first couple of I played everything that you've seen up to this point kind of in a row, if not the same day, like a day or two in between. So it's been now a couple days, so I want to make sure that I'm back up and knowing exactly everything that we got here. So we have a lot of stuff identified here. I see we got like at least one wrong. Okay, and then we have a thing that can be opened. And now, do I have any that is used? That, I don't think there's anything to find. I'm surprised we haven't found more symbols. Actually, and I know we can press that in. Yeah, okay, cool. So, the only other thing I'm thinking about maybe like hidden stuff is, do we put the 3 things that have the protection sigil down here? Right? Because I don't know if we have 3, but there might be eventually. Because we're talking about, it's most of the stuff that's here, isn't it? Yeah. If we put the shield charm here, there was one more, wasn't there? Oh, yeah, this one. Which I haven't identified fully yet. And I don't have anything else with the protection seal yet, but if I do, maybe that will do something. Right? I definitely don't have something else. No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so, Holgen Grim. Let's take a look. So, right. So, these eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolf Song's truth to seek his judgment, and the path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. So, Holgar, as we found in one of the last ones, this is Holgar wielding his twin axes. That's interesting. He has like an Omega, Wolfsong, and Fearbringer. Wolfsong. We have like a little cross symbol. He's wearing what looks like a coffin symbol, the Omega symbol, and what looks like one of the first things we identified. Actually, there's a bunch of shit on him too. That's interesting. Death, Holgen Grim. Okay, so what we had assumed, I maybe assumed too much. So here are the things that we know. It can be worn, but I don't know if that necessarily means it has to be a pendant. I might just actually also real quick just punt this stuff over just a hair, so that way I'm looking more specifically at. Just so I could have all my options close. And this can go here. Okay. So those are all my identified. I can keep the stuff here. I don't mind that. That's not as distracting somehow than the stuff up here. Okay. We can spread this out. Because I don't know exactly that those are what those are. All right. So, oh, and this isn't identified. I gotta be careful about that. So my thought process was that it relates to gems being put on them, right? So we have protection to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. So protection would entail what? Yeah, protection is the moonstones. So we thought maybe this one. Pinkish, orange, and black. If that was it, it would be Night of the Darkness, and then what's the orange one? Yellow or orange. The Sunstone for fire and light, heat and life. Yeah, that's not as strong. Yeah, because we have judgment. Now, I wonder, in the symbols one, do we have a thing for judgment? Insanity, life. Death. Yeah, okay, there's that omega symbol again for death. Oh, on his thing was fear. That was on one of those axes. Okay. Okay. A turquoise gemstone. So there's a couple things here. So this one has a moonstone. Soft. It's tough to tell. So moonstone definitely might be a strong start for this. Ooh. I didn't even necessarily... I don't think I used that one. Let's see. Wolf Song's truth to seek his judgment. The problem with the way that this is worded on the second half of this is, like, it just... I don't know what this is referring to, which I guess is the point, but it's also, like... I'm trying to see if they're actually wearing something. The sacrament to ask for his protection. Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment. Holgar. His Wolfsong. Oh, that's going to be Fearbringer. Okay. So, Wolfsong is this one. In which he has a spiral thing on his hand. So this is going to be Fearbringer because that's the symbol for fear. If we're trying to find something that looks like his face, I'm assuming that it's maybe this, isn't it? So if it's this, it's painted to look like bone. Hard and somewhat rough. Sense of foreboding. So the gemstone, though, is what? Gemstone is the one at the end of the book. Death and decay grows on iron coffins and waterlogged corpses. What is it saying here? The eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Oh, wait, is it saying that this is the rituals that it uses? So it's the eerie creatures are worn by priests of Holgar. So maybe it is just this. Ah, for fuck's sake. Okay. The mask is an eerie item that can be worn. The sketch shows a priest wearing the mask with the back to us. Yeah, that's what I missed. Using the index, we can find a sketch of Holgard, of whom the mask bears a striking resemblance. The gem is Vivianite, a stone of death. Okay, cool. Lead heart. Okay, so this is the Holgen Grim. Okay. I feel good. Let's put some of our cursed items back. I feel good about that prospect. I'm gonna just leave that there, to be honest. And then this is kind of pretty cursed also. All right, cool. So I'm gonna even put this bin back because I have a feeling we're gonna get screwed if I forget that that's there. Move the shield charm over here. Okay, wonderful. Oh, and that was the end of the day. Okay, cool. So I was really close. So end of the day. Let's we'll take it to day 6 now. Inside was the reason they had toiled so hard, a small black casket, a very valuable small black casket. They knew enough not to open it, but perhaps too little to fully understand the danger it posed. All right, let's do more tracing. There's a much easier one to trace. Stairs, huh? Up the stairs, left, and then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Okay, so this is going to be on the mansion map. Let's go explore. Okay. So the stairs are here. So it is, where is that card? Up the stairs, which is here. Left. Up the stairs, left, and then left again. So up the stairs here doesn't really work. If it was this... I see, they go up. Each of these goes up. Where does this go? Oh, this stairway is this stairway. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's this staircase because all these other ones are spirals or like some grandeur thing. So it's up this staircase, left, and then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Okay, so it'd be 1, 2. Nice. Okay, I get it. The bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in, but more importantly, they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. Wow, okay, we have even more ultimately very cursed thing. Ooh, it's small, too. It's a small little guy. I'm going to maybe move the plants over, because these plants are getting in my way. Maybe, actually, let's just put the plants here, because the plants are too much. Okay, cool. Let's take our first customer. Helena Appleton. I can never get any peace in my house. When am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore, and besides I could still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. St. John's Anvil. Okay. Let's take a look. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name. In fact, a fact that is reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. Okay, these items have much in common. A fact that is reflected in their designs. Okay, so we're looking for something that has some kind of floral element to it. First of all, let's take a look here. I don't think it's going to be anything here. Makes me feel uneasy. I don't like it. Theoretically, it's going to be something that's plant-based. That's funny. You could put the plant in there. Actually, I didn't even think about that the plants are items. Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that. Okay, whoops. Well, that's good. I'm glad I thought about that for a second. I have nothing to remark. anything floral, huh? Well, we know what that one is. Let's pet Jupiter for the day. Okay, these are all used. This is definitely much harder than the last game, in my opinion. I think there's a lot more, like... There's a lot more, minutia to it. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, it's not the flower. I think it's the leaves. So it has this kind of, like... So that's not it, but there's definitely... Is it this one that had the leaves? That doesn't really look like those leaves, though. Maybe it's this, though. Sounds are muffled in its presence. Yep, that's gonna be it. Okay, so this will be our St. John's Anvil. Alright, we got it. Let's do it. Very good. The leaves in the design are similar to the leaves in the sketch of the plant. Closer inspection reveals that it does indeed muffle sounds. Very good. Worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy. Gray's grace. Okay. Going for another one. Barton Potter, and apparently it's someone important. We have 2 more people to meet that are recurring characters. You must be the Thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of the past, my eye has been aching lately. That can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elva stone if you have one. Okay. Elva stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. Okay, so first of all, Elva stone, it's Braxis, or burning blood. Okay, so that's not helpful to us. So the planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that's also reflected in their design. So let's take a look at the symbology. Selenic. Okay, so it's the circle with the big circle with 2 circles on its top and bottom with a triangle in the center. Let's take a look. Let's see. Do we have anything that kind of fits that general look? It's reflected in its design, huh? No, not really. It's tin. Tin is a metal, but I don't know if that's enough. I feel like the game is pretty good at saying, like, this is the one. Once you see it, it's pretty obvious. I might also just rotate, do the same thing that I did on, just to kind of not have to keep scrolling back and forth. Keep these guys, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Oh, we can't investigate these as objects, so that makes me think that we can't give... It's funny that we have the option to put it in there, though. That's quite interesting. Iron. this is my front runner right now, this guy. Is this everything other than, well, I keep changing my mind whether I want some of this stuff, like, accessible, but I feel like it's just easier. Anything that hasn't been identified, just throw it. This is where my OCD starts getting the best of me. I just want to be able to see everything, have it all in the right spot, that kind of thing. And then we'll put the next section of stuff there. Okay, that's great. And honestly, okay. Right, am I good now? I have all my stuff visible. Yes. All my stuff is visible on this screen. As long as I'm not missing something from a place, but I don't have any clues to work off of, so that should be fine. And then this thing, I still haven't found whatever could possibly fit in that. Okay, so Elvastone can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable elements such as Braxis or burning blood. I think that's a misdirect. There's nothing I can really do about that. The planetary metal, used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. So, Selenic, we know, it's triangle, but all of them are a triangle. Or, they're not all a triangle, but the circles are the... I don't know if that's strong enough. Let's see. Antimony. Oh, planetary metal. Okay, so that'll help. So if it said it's a planetary metal, the planetary metal used in the items associated, these items associated with the Selenic discipline. Okay, so that's important. So it has to be made of one of these 7: copper, gold, iron, silver, quicksilver, lead, or tin. So this one still is on the table because it's made of tin. This one is iron, right? Or it has iron, but also glass. Ooh, not as good. I'm definitely feeling like it's this one. A connection that is also reflected in their design. So it's got to be one of these 7. Let me just take a look again. Let's just see what we have. We have bronze, but we also have stone. That's not going to do it. How about this? Silver, silver, silver. Brown twine of some kind. This is a stone with silver. Silver is one of those, right? It is. It's the moon. Oh, that's probably it. Because it's the Selenic discipline, which is of the moon. Yeah, that's going to be it. This is our Elvastone. Yep. Alright, cool. The design features crescent moons, a reflection of the Selenic. The metal is silver associated with the moon. Excellent. Oh, and he traded us an item, which is this thing. Maybe we should do a little bit more work on, like, prep work on some of these things, if that makes any sense. I can move this now over. Like, what gem is that? That's a blue gemstone. So let's take a look. Like a deep blue. It's this one. An anchor between body and mind. Kyanite. I think. Yeah, that looks like it. Like, that's what it is. So, kyanite, body and mind. Because those aren't aquamarines. Let's just fill that gap. Alright, here we go. Verona Green. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. Okay. Oh, another entry. That fisherman they found yesterday had been up at Wyatt Beck, so I'm going to go see if I can find out anything there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on and let someone else deal with it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else, but here we are, and here I am. They'd do it all wrong anyway. Okay, keep it going. Francis Mason. I've been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty, though. Someone told me I need a Cusick purifier, and that this is the place to get one. Okay. Let's go see what that will help you do. A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye. It's placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets perhaps, submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there is a limit to the effectiveness of this process. A small topaz gemstone, known as the Eye, is placed in a strong-smelling liquid. Well, that's definitely a strong contender. Topaz. So it's this white, or sorry, white, pale yellow. Interesting. These are all used, right? I just want to make sure. Yep, okay. So, or is that referring? A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley, spirit, or vinegar. What is the thing that I'm trying to get, though? Does that make sense? Like, I don't understand what part of this process is the thing that I'm giving. The small topaz gemstone. Small tokens such as rings or amulets, perhaps submerged in liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued hexes or curses. It makes me think it's probably this. Oh, when I shake it, it rattles, so there's something in there. Okay, it's probably this. Because there's nothing else. Maybe this has liquid in it? This has a strong smell also. But this has topaz, or this has the moonstones on it. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Nothing else here really has any sort of liquid element. I think it's going to be this. Yeah. The label bears the symbol for vinegar. Oh, I didn't even think about that. The closer inspection reveals that there's a small object rattling inside. Yeah, that did it for me. The Valent. All right, let's put this one in. Oh, hello. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I got to pay attention more to these symbols. I'm really bad with that. Simone Green. All right, there's another person in our codex. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Is that? Oh, maybe it's her mother. It cannot be a coincidence that we have two people with the last name Green. Do I have any other? Bishop, Rose, White. No, not yet. So, yeah, this might be her daughter. Did you know that nobody knows who built Strange Antiquities? It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all of its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's a slow work, but I've been made a bit, well, God, it's slow work, but I've made a bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I've learned that they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths, and this journal holds some of the keys. Here's something I discovered late last night. See what you make of it. Well, thank you, friend. Okay, let's pull it into my office, please. Down we go. Let's see. Alcove key. horn shackle, evocant, and then a moon something. The writing is dense and spidery, so it's not always easy to decipher. Okay, so we know 2 of those, obviously. So horn shackle. Oh, horn shackle was this one. That was the one we couldn't find. Evocant. And then a moon something. Okay, what do we have? That's a moon something. Moonstone Guardian. Okay. For the banishment of Hobb's fear and Noctic sight, these tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Moonstone Guardian. Hobb's fear? Okay. Or Noctic sight. Okay, that doesn't help me a lot. Hobb's fear? Is there anything in the index about Hobb in general? How about okay, Noctic. They produce a Noctic field. Okay. Noctic is a discipline. Yeah, we knew that. Okay, so that's the only context we're given. So Noctic has the diamond shape. It's a diurnal. What else does it say about the Moonstone Guardian? It says it takes the form of a comforting guardian. I have to assume it's probably this. Comforting guardian? Comforting is going to be like a woman. It's not any of this shit. It's definitely not any of this cursed garbage. Comforting, though, there's not much comforting in this entire thing other than this one. Let's put it down. Alright. Nothing happened. And that's okay. Maybe we don't even have the thing yet. But I'm going to keep these 2 things down here because we also have them selected. Okay, so we'll keep that here for now. Okay. Let's get our next customer. Jim Wolf. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. I've tried St. John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. Hearing charm. Okay, we have got a lot of, like, listen things. Like things about your audio. The simple trinket that amplifies sounds. While generally used by the hard of hearing, they are a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And of course, they have more devious applications too, making it possible to eavesdrop on private conversations. Hearing charms take the form of animals known for their hearing. Okay. So my first thought is it thinking of the bat? Because the hearing... Do bats technically hear? Because they have their echolocation, but it has a black gemstone too. So let's take a look at... Oh! A stone of the night and of darkness. I think it's also striated, right? Yeah, that's definitely onyx. Known for their hearing. I don't think a ram is known for its hearing. And also, sorry if there's a loud lawnmower going on outside, so I hope you cannot hear that. And an elk isn't really known for its hearing either. Let's see, what else does it say? Hearing charms take the form of animals known for their hearing. A simple trinket that amplifies sounds. The only thing that I'm worried about is that it might be something that this note has to get me to do. Moon something. Moon something. Let's just check that out for one quick more second. Is there any other moon? So Moonstone Guardian for sure, right? But then, is there anything else that has moon even in its name? No. It's pretty obviously this. Tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. I don't want to guess, but there's like 2 other options. I could definitely use this, or I could definitely try to do this. Moonstone Guardian. Moonstone, it literally has a moonstone in it. Is it even just about like the order? It's gotta be a Moonstone Guardian. Maybe there's another Moonstone thing? Or am I just screwing up the labels? Hold on, let's do one quick thing. Horn Shackle, Evocant. Yeah, I don't know about this one. It's definitely not... It's something we're missing here. I am gonna run with the bat. Alright, cool. I think... Yeah, it's an edible node for its hearing. Do bats hear, though? I forget what it is. Yeah, it is. It's just like they have... They amplify the hearing, right? They have ears. We could see them here. Closer inspection confirms that it enhances hearing ability. Does it? Hold on. Oh, right. Every sound has become louder and clearer. Forgot about that one. All right, cool. So, hearing... What was it called? Hearing charm, yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. And that's the end of the day, and I think that's where we're going to call it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see future episodes. We're doing well. We didn't get anything wrong today, which I'm very grateful for. And hopefully we just keep filling out this store with all of our weird oddities. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.